Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'll tell you the story of the burden of silence. Long ago, when Lord Buddha was traveling through the kingdoms of Kosala, he arrived at a serene village nestled between two rivers. Word spread quickly and soon the villagers gathered under a great Bodhi tree, eager to hear his teachings. Among them was a man named Kunda, a skilled potter known for his pride and sharp tongue. Though respected for his craft, Kunda was feared for his bitterness. He believed the world was cruel and had little patience for teachings about compassion or peace. When Lord Buddha arrived at the village, Kunda watched from a distance, arms folding, scoffing quietly. All this talk of peace, he muttered. But has he ever faced true injustice? That evening, the villagers sat in silence as Buddha began to speak. He spoke of suffering, of detachment, and of the illusion of the self. His words floated through the air like a gentle wind, settling on the minds of the listeners. But Kunda was not moved. In fact, he grew restless. Finally, he stood and interrupted. "Lord Buddha," he said loudly, "what would you do if someone insulted you, spat at you, and called you a fraud?" The crowd gasped. But Buddha remained serene. "I would not accept the insult," he replied calmly. "And what if he spat again and again?" "Then I would understand his pain, for only a suffering man harms another." Kunda sneered. "Easy to say when you're not the one insulted." Buddha looked at him gently. "Would you accept a gift if you did not want it?" "No," Kunda snapped. "Then tell me, to whom does this gift belong?" Kunda frowned. "To the giver, of course." "Just so," said Buddha. "If I do not accept your anger, then it remains with you." The villagers nodded in wonder, but Kunda's face flushed red. He stormed off into the night. That evening, Kunda could not sleep. Buddha's words echoed in his mind. But his pride clouded his heart. "If he thinks I will fall at his feet like the others, he is mistaken," he growled. Suddenly, an idea struck him. He would test this so-called enlightened one, not with words, but with a trap. The next morning, Kunda visited the wealthiest merchant in the village, pretending to seek a donation from Lord Buddha. "The blessed one seeks a gift of gold," he said, bowing. "It is for the monastery he plans to build here." The merchant, honored by the request, gave Kunda a small pouch of gold coins. Kunda hid the coins beneath his shawl and left with a smirk. Instead of taking the gold to Buddha, Kunda buried it near his pottery kiln. Then he returned to the merchant hours later, fiend in horror. "It was a thief!" he cried. "He snatched the gold from my hands before I reached the monastery." The merchant, shaken, rushed to Lord Buddha and told him what happened. To his surprise, Buddha only smiled and said, "The truth, like the sun, reveals itself in time." Days passed. The village continued its life and Lord Buddha remained, teaching under the Bodhi tree. But Kunda was uneasy. He had hoped Buddha would confront him or expose the lie, but nothing happened. Then one morning, as Kunda fired his kiln, a child came running to him. "The blessed one wishes to speak with you," the child said. Kunda wiped his hands and followed. When he arrived, Lord Buddha was seated alone. There was no crowd, no sermon, only silence. Buddha gestured for Kunda to sit. "I have a question," Buddha said softly. "If a man carries a heavy load of clay on his back, does it grow lighter the longer he holds it?" "No," Kunda replied, puzzled. "It grows heavier. And if he sets it down, then he is relieved." Buddha smiled faintly. "Then why do you carry a heavier burden, one of guilt, when you could simply set it down?" Kunda froze. He opened his mouth to protest, but the calm in Buddha's eyes pierced through his defenses. I only wanted to test you," Kunda muttered, ashamed. "Then the test has passed, for the truth now rises," Buddha replied. Kunda fell to his knees. "I lied, I stole, I made a fool of the merchant and slandered your name. Punish me." But Buddha placed a hand on his shoulder. There's no punishment greater than the weight you carried yourself. But if you wish to be free, return what was taken and walk the path of truth. Tears welled in Kunda's eyes. He bowed low and vowed to change. The next day, Kunda returned the gold to the merchant and confessed publicly. Some villagers scolded him, others pitied him, but Buddha never spoke a word of condemnation. Months passed. Kunda became a humble man, offering free pots to the poor, caring for the sick, and attending every teaching. Slowly, his scowl faded and a new light entered his eyes. Years later, after Buddha had left the village, travelers passing through would hear of a potter known for his kindness, a man who once stole gold but found something far more valuable, his own peace. So, the moral of the story is that guilt and deception are burdens heavier than punishment, and that redemption lies not in penance but in honest transformation. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. It really helps the channel grow. Share it with your friends or anyone who loves meaningful tales. Stories are better when they're shared. And for more stories like this, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you never miss a new upload. We'd also love to hear from you. Drop a comment below and let us know what part of the story spoke to you the most. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one with another twist, another tale, and another truth. Bye bye, see you very soon.